special.
Well, so I had not voted.
Marcia.
No, sorry. Excuse me,
How are
ma'am.
you?
I just have to set this up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I could do that.
What?
And then you get, and then we'll put stuff.
Yes, be right over here. Let me bring Carolyn. We were in 3 hours late.
Whenever we'll fit it in. We even have one. Wait till the last second. You waited till the last second last time.
This way. Carolyn. Carolyn wants to say
Good morning, everyone.
Anna, you want me to promote
Hey, Mike. Hey, Ben. Yeah.
How are you?
Sure. I'll throw this.
Is this good for you?
Fine.
Stand over there.
One of those things.
What's up? What's up? Baby coming for.
I had 11:30. Went back and then make conference. And not this way. Change my underwear. Oh, no, really? That's funny.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here with the recording people. They're doing only on one side. It looks so silly.
They're lining up, I think, to speak.
This is not a good place to have a press conference.
How do you well?
Yeah.
I think we're going to get started. Hi, everybody. Good morning, and thank you so much for being here. It's a beautiful day outside, and we're going to get started with a handful of speakers be available for some side commentary afterwards. So I will leave it up to you, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce Assembly Member Alex for us to open us up.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There's that energy. Love it. It's good to be here with all of you. My name is Alex Borst. I'm the State Assembly Member for the 73rd District. Do not touch the microphone. Okay, I'll listen to the press.
This is my microphone.
Sound good? Sound check?
We're good, thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to be here with everyone. I am speaking first only because my newborn turns 1 month today, and I'm running to the pediatrician right afterwards. But there are 3 quick things I want to say as we lead into this unity rally for a absolutely fantastic city council candidate in Virginia, Maloney. The first thing I want to say, being someone from the tech sector and from that background, is how unique Virginia's background is and how useful it will be on the city council. And it's not just her recent work that has been focused on really advanced technology, and not just the work that is focused on user engagement and how us citizens will end up engaging with government, but it goes back her entire career. Do you know that she helped expand public Wi-Fi in New York City so that all New Yorkers could have access to the services that they need? That she's gone beyond that, that she installed solar-powered ovens in Bolivia. Did I get that right? Furnaces in Bolivia? Yeah. But this is, so often we think of tech as opposed to people, and sometimes it is, don't get me wrong. But in its best form, it's about empowering people and empowering engagement in government. And Virginia has done that her entire career. And I'm so excited for her to continue that work in the City Council. The second thing I want to say is how important what all of us are doing today in a unity rally. In coming together and realizing that we, in a democracy, have hard fights, we get into tough primaries, and then afterwards we all come together for the good of the people. And we commit to settling our differences via words and via tough thought campaigns. And that is a principle that is in doubt in America often. And it is one that all of us, by being here, are standing up for and standing together. And I think all of you should give yourselves a round of applause for that thing that is way too often taken for granted. And the last thing I want to say before I run to the pediatrician is taking my little bit of privilege of now being a parent and realizing that my hopes and my dreams and all of the things that I care about are just that my child turns out even better than me, that my child turns out way better than me, that they take the best aspects of me and of my partner and continue to go forward and continue to succeed. And I'm not making any judgment calls today. Carolyn Maloney has been a mentor of mine and an inspiration of mine and the first elected official I ever knew or volunteered for and all of that. But my God, don't we just have the absolute best of that in Virginia, Maloney. And the East Side is in fantastic hands. So I'm going to turn it over to the rest of the speakers. Thank you all for coming together. Don't take anything for granted, especially in split elections, especially on independent lines. We all need to be out there. We all need to be volunteering. We all need to be knocking doors. But I know we are going to be in such good hands with Virginia. Thank you for being here.
To be here today for the fabulous Virginia Maloney. Look at this, yes. Look at this incredible turnout. So I co-chair the Women's Caucus in the City Council. We are a women majority-led council. 31 out of the 51 members are currently women. And in the next iteration of the council, we're about to get more. And one of our new stars is Virginia Maloney and Elsie Encarnacion. So we have 2 incredible women who are going to be joining the City Council, and I couldn't be more excited about both of them. So we have both 2 incredible women who are going to be here today. So I want to talk a little bit about Virginia, because a very unusual story that I have about Virginia. Over the when she first announced she was running, I got a call from someone named Eric Gertler. Now, Eric Gertler, for those of you that know Eric Gertler, he currently runs U.S. News and World Report, but he used to run one of the major divisions of the city's EDC. And and he happens to be godfather to my twins. And Eric called me and he said, I have never in my life worked with someone as smart, as tenacious as Virginia Maloney. And he's worked with a lot of people. And he had the most glowing things to say about you, about your intelligence, about your perseverance, about your outside-of-the-box thinking. And as we head into very difficult times for our city, facing the draconian Trump cuts, so we had a hearing at City Hall about this yesterday, we need Virginia's expertise. Her expertise in technology, her expertise in economic development is what is going to shepherd us through in the next 4 years in the City Council. So I couldn't be more thrilled that she is going to be joining us. And also, let me just talk about the east side of Manhattan. How lucky are we on the east side of Manhattan to have your expertise? And I also just want to take a minute to shout out my current colleague, Keith Powers. Keith has been such an incredible leader for the east side of Manhattan. I'm really going to miss working with you. You've been just a phenomenal partner, but I know Virginia is going to be there and more. And so I couldn't be more excited about this passing of the torch. Also want to acknowledge my amazing colleague on the west side, Eric Botcher. And lastly, I want to mention Carolyn Maloney, because Carolyn Maloney, for so many of us women who wanted to enter public service, her being the first city council member to give birth while in the city council, really, it was her. And that was the moment. And when we think about it, and we think about the now this woman majority caucus we have, Carolyn, you really paved the way. So thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for the legacy that you leave, and I know Virginia is going to build on that legacy and really take it to the next level. So thank you so much. Congratulations, Virginia.
Good morning, everyone, and
Good
thank
morning.
you so much for coming and for all that you did to help Virginia get elected. I enthusiastically endorse Virginia Maloney. All the community leaders, the elected officials, the neighbors, everyone that's here and everyone that played a part in making that happen. And I can tell you that after very close observation, and no one knows this better than me, I know how bright, how hardworking, how dedicated she is, and that she will make an excellent member of the City Council. And I will tell you one brief story. My whole career, I always tried to get Virginia to work for me because I knew how talented she was, especially in anything high tech. And she never would. She never would. She would volunteer, but she would never work with me. But now that she's elected and represents me, she's going to have to work for me. Thank you so much. I also want to say that after my many years of 40 years in public service, I have to say that public officials get a bad rap. And I believe that if you love democracy, you love your country, you love freedom, you have to love elected officials because they're the ones who make the sacrifice, who work day in and day out to make things work. And I am so thrilled that Mark Levine chose public service as his career.
You're talking about Virginia.
And Virginia too. Like me, Mark Levine began his career as a community activist and a public school teacher in northern Manhattan and the South Bronx. Like my daughter Virginia, he earned a master's degree in public policy from Harvard University. As a community activist in Upper Manhattan, Mark Levine founded the Neighborhood Trust Federal Credit Union, which has made over $100 million worth of loans to local families and businesses in northern Manhattan and the South Bronx.
You don't have to read all this.
Virginia insists. I could just say, believe me, he's incredible.
That works still.
Go to the microphone. I've been instructed to give all of this. Mark was first elected to the City Council, as we know, in 2013. He served for 2 terms and chaired the Health Committee when he helped guide New York through the COVID crisis. On the council, Mark wrote a landmark law establishing the first right to counsel in the country, which legal representation to low-income tenants at risk. And this legislation has become a model for the nation. Building on that outstanding record, he was elected our borough president in 2021. And as borough president, he has fought for affordability. His leadership has paved the way for tens of thousands of new units of affordable housing and led the fight to protect tenants. As borough president, he launched campaigns to protect New Yorkers from climate change, protect the waterfront, and to plant 1 million trees in Manhattan. His office delivered millions of dollars to low-interest loans to small businesses, and he pushed the city to make badly needed improvements to mental health care. As a proud Manhattan Democrats, we are thrilled that we have provided the home base for him from which to be elected citywide. I am so honored to introduce an outstanding public servant, the next controller, the second most important job in our city, the Honorable Mark Levine.
Wow.
He's important.
Wow. I just want to clarify, this is a press conference in support of Virginia Maloney. I'm just a bit player here. Sorry about that. You good? Okay. Carolyn, I want to say that you embody what it means to be a leader who never stops fighting. Still fighting today on behalf of this district. You are relentless. You have inspired a generation of young leaders. What a great example you give to Virginia Maloney. Give it up again for the great Carol Maloney. Virginia, a leader in her own right, who I'm extremely proud to stand with today. This is a very difficult moment for New York City, a time where our politics are truly poisoned. We desperately need serious leaders who are about solving problems for this city in pragmatic and effective ways. That is Virginia Maloney. It's why I'm proud to stand with you. This is also a time of tectonic change in technology that I truly believe is going to change the trajectory of New York City, potentially in very positive or very negative ways. Virginia has a background that is uniquely qualified for her to lead at this time. You can applaud for that. All right. Technology gets an applause. Including, if I have this right, working in Bolivia to install solar ovens. It kind of stands out. What can I say? And I know that your voice will be incredibly important in the city council. This is not a victory celebration. This is a campaign rally. We do have an election, a general election in November. And we can take nothing for granted in this crazy time of politics. We don't want Virginia to win by 55 to 45. We want her to score a commanding, dominating victory so that she enters office in January with as much momentum as possible. Are you guys ready to work for that victory? Hey, ready to deliver a massive win for Virginia and the East Side? All right, let's do this for Virginia, for all of us. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
It's my turn. Let's hear it from Mark Levine. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. This was the shortest commute of my life. I live in the building right here. I'm so excited to be here today to proudly endorse my friend Virginia Maloney to be the next city council member for District 4. Let's hear it for Virginia. Before I do my remarks, I just want to note this corner that we're standing on, in addition to being like the closest point to my house, is actually a really important corner for our neighborhood. It is where we have stood every time there has been a fight in Stuyvesant Town and Peter Cooper to preserve affordability, whether it was launching a bid to buy our own neighborhood nearly 20 years ago, when it was we decided we were going to file a lawsuit to protect every single rent-stabilized apartment in this neighborhood, and seemingly every time there has been a fight that requires elected leaders to be standing out here for Stuyvesant Town's future, this is the corner we stand on. It's a corner I launched my campaign on. It's the first place
I stood when I came out to campaign. I horrified myself that I was running for office, but it is where we have spent so much of our time here. So this is an important place when we talk about the future of District 4 and the future of New York City. And after 8 years as being city council member, it is important to me that this neighborhood, this district has leadership that it deserves. And I know for a fact that Virginia Maloney is the person to keep this district moving forward. You can applaud. And I say that because I know that this district is one that expects a lot out of its elected leaders. And I could feel that expectation the second I walked into office. We're the center of the city that is the center of the world. A district that contains businesses that drives the world's economy, museums that people come from all over the world come to visit. So we are the home of the United Nations and the international community for this city, for this globe. The best theaters, restaurants, parks, historic buildings, and much more. And when people think about New York, they think of Fifth Avenue, they think of Times Square, they think of Central Park. All these iconic institutions and locations that are located inside of District 4. But really what is the most important part of that is the neighborhoods and the people that continue to rely on government to work on their behalf. In the last 8 years, we have done a lot to try to protect that future. There's no shortage of challenges ahead.
Don't you see I'm passing by?
And we have New York. We have won historic affordable housing deals like protecting rent-stabilized tenants right here in Stuyvesant Town and protecting the future of Waterside Plaza. Working with Councilmember Potcher and the Borough President Levine, we passed a massive rezoning in Midtown South just a few months ago that's going to bring nearly 10,000 new homes to Manhattan. We did a rezoning of Midtown East. You can applaud for that. Midtown East, a rezoning that will continue to allow our biggest employers to remain here and to continue to modernize East Midtown. We've had a new science education campus coming just in Kips Bay, only blocks from here, which will continue to invest in the long-term economic health and education of Manhattan, and much more, whether it's fighting for small businesses, funding for arts organizations decimated by the pandemic, pushing for improvements to safety in public spaces, and passing crucial legislation to make this a good place. My North Star has always been the people of this district. I always say my most important constituents to live here, my parents, who will make sure that I'm doing my job every day, but all the people that rely on us to do a good job. People who raise their families here, who build businesses here, who need government to work, who need their elected officials to step forward and do their job, to know that they can continue to live here and count on it. And this district will now be defined by people like Virginia Maloney, who I know care deeply about New York City and District 4. She lives here and she breathes it just like I did. So I have. I'm not dead. And when I look at what's ahead and I think about when I came into office, how challenging it is, it takes a person with incredible talent and resolve to be able to step up and serve the greatest city on earth. With that, I want to call up I know we're not a coronation, very great, but I'm confident that on January 1st, Virginia, I will be out here campaigning with you to make sure, and so will you, right? Yeah! To make sure that this city district is in good hands. And I just want to say one thing before I hand it over. I am heartened that we're also joined by many people who joined Virginia in this race. I want to thank them for being here. I want to thank them for their talents in this race as well. Let's give them all a round of applause. And so many people care about the future of this city. You are in good hands with Virginia Maloney. I, as her constituent, will be in very good hands as well. Give it up for your next city council member, Virginia Maloney. All right.
What an introduction. Thank you so much to Councilmember Keith Powers, not only for that amazing intro, but for 8 years of service and being my council member. I will work hard every day to uphold the high standards of public service that you've set for this district. And I want to thank all of you for being here at 9 a.m., a little after 9 a.m., not only for your support of me, but for all the work that you are doing to make our city a better place. I am Virginia Maloney, and I am the Democratic nominee for District 4. I'm running for City Council Council because I'm a lifelong New Yorker who loves this city. But as I walk around the district, it doesn't feel like the city that I grew up in. Too many feel unsafe on our streets and on our subways. New Yorkers are struggling to find affordable housing and being priced out of their neighborhoods. Basic services like sanitation and healthcare are falling short when we need them most. And our anchors, small businesses, are shutting their doors. It feels like quality of life is declining. This is the greatest city in the world, and we need a government that works as hard as the people who live here. And that's what I plan to do with all my colleagues up here today. As your next city council member, I will fight for a New York that is more accountable, more affordable, and more accessible for everyone who calls it home. These aren't just campaign promises. Accountability means transparency over our $120 billion budget. With better oversight of our funding, we can tackle issues like quality of life, education resources to improve outcomes for our kids. Affordability means tackling the housing crisis. Not just housing that's affordable, but also housing that's accessible. The City of Yes is a great start, and I'm proud of the work that we've done recently with Midtown rezoning. We need to keep it up to ensure that we are fighting for apartment owners and for renters alike. Accessibility means addressing gaps in our services, from subway platforms to web platforms, for a city that works for all of us, not just some of us. Accessibility means not only fighting for ADA accessible subways, it means investing in economic mobility, in opportunities for all New Yorkers. It means access to parks and to green spaces, and a fully funded and staffed World Trade Center health program on which so many firefighters and responders and New Yorkers rely on. Throughout my campaign and my career in public and private sectors, I've worked to deliver common sense, real world results to people from all walks of life. Whether it was rolling out free public Wi-Fi networks across the 5 boroughs, or installing solar ovens in Bolivia, as came up, or building tech products that help people with disabilities, or combating COVID misinformation. This is the kind of practical problem solving that I'll bring to City Hall. I grew up in a family with core values of service and community. They inspire me today, and they will guide me every day as your next City Council person. We've said a lot of thank yous, but I want to thank my mom, Carol. Thank you for your years of service. I want to thank her for setting a strong example for her daughter about what commitment to service looks like and what strong woman leadership looks like. So round of applause. And I want to thank my late father, Cliff, who served in the U.S. Navy, was very involved in the East Side community, and always pushed me to be the best version of myself. So, thank you all for being here, for a city that works for all of us. I want to thank the great labor unions, I want to thank all the elected officials, and again, my colleagues from the primary. Your dedication to service and your commitment to unity here today is really greatly appreciated. And I want to thank Jerry Nadler, my congressman, who came out and endorsed me today, as well as Richie Torres, both in Washington, so they couldn't be here, but fighting the good fight for us in D.C., and Manhattan Democratic Party Chair Keith Wright, also for his recent endorsement today. With that, who's up next? I don't know, we have so many speakers. Rob. Okay. So as mentioned, Congressman Nadler couldn't make it, but thank you, Rob Gottheim, for being such a good friend and for being here today.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. My name is Robert Gottheim. I am Congressman Nadler's Chief of Staff. The Congressman couldn't be here today. He asked me to read a short statement, but he enthusiastically endorses Virginia Maloney for City Council. It's good to be among friends, neighbors and elected officials who care deeply about the future of our city, especially those who lead it. As Donald Trump is waging a full-scale assault on American democracy, dismantling our institutions, attacking our universities and scientific research base, and using government power to serve himself and his donors, and targeting New York City because New Yorkers have always seen Donald Trump for what he is, a narcissistic dictator wannabe. But we are gathered here today because we want a leader in the City Council representing this district, and to be unified and to say loudly that it is not a time for half measures. The stakes are too high, and that is why he is proud today to join his colleagues from across the East Side and the city to endorse Virginia. Virginia is exactly the local leader that we need fighting for our community in City Hall. She will be tireless advocate for the district and the city, and she will be my partner in City Hall as I fight Donald Trump in Washington. Virginia is a result-driven leader who will work to uplift and strengthen everyone in the district. She will work every day to advance the needs of New Yorkers, fighting for equality, fighting for opportunity, and accountability in city government, affordable housing, and a safe neighborhood for our families. So the Congressman enthusiastically supports Virginia. He's happy to be here, or not be here. He's sorry he couldn't be here. He would have been here in person and on to victory because it's not a foregone conclusion. So he's happy to stand with you on this street corner as we come closer to Election Day in November, and he's happy to support you. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Hey everybody, my name is Senator Jordan Wright. I represent the 70th Assembly District in Harlem, and I come here. Thank you. I come here representing my father, County Chair Keith Wright, who enthusiastically endorses Virginia Maloney in our campaign for New York City Council. I want to tell a couple stories. Number one, my father made sure to tell me I had to give grace and love and honor and respect to Butch Purcell, who lived here, grew up here for many years. Absolutely. And additionally, my grandmother, when my grandmother was in the war, he said, come back and find somewhere for us to live. She came to try to find somewhere, and she came to Stuytown. Stuytown said, sorry, we're not accepting people of color right now. However, we're building a place in Harlem called Riverton, where you can go and live. And so Riverton has been a beacon of affordable housing like Stuytown has for many years, and I look forward to working with Virginia to have more beacons of affordable housing in this borough, in this city, for decades and decades to come. Virginia, you got big shoes to fill? I know something about that. Let's all work on it together. I endorse Virginia Maloney. My father endorsed Virginia Maloney. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it.
I am so happy to be here and so excited and proud to endorse Virginia Maloney. My mom is a strong Latina woman, and I always say we need more tenacious, smart women in politics to run for office, the highest office in our land. And we have that in both of you. I've often long admired your mom, Carolyn, since I was just a small little volunteer doing petitioning. And I'm so happy that you will, I know you'll win this race, but we can take nothing for granted. I had such a good time meeting you, knock on wood, meeting you for coffee. But you're fighting for the issues we all care about. Affordability, Democrats need to deliver. We need to build homes for every New Yorker, and I know you agree with that. And I know how hard you will fight for the disabled community and our friends in labor, like the teachers union that are here and so many others. And while you may have big heels to fill, you have your own shoes. And I know you'll be a leader on your own right. I love that your background comes from the tech sector with the challenges ahead with AI. I know you'll be the right person to turn to for advice and expertise. I'm so proud and excited to endorse you, and so happy to get on the street corners to let everyone know that you will be the next city council member for District 4. Thank you so much for joining us.
Make some noise if you're ready to elect Virginia Maloney. Make some noise if you're ready to elect the Democratic slate and take our country back. We are in the presence today say of some of the most extraordinary public servants that exist anywhere, but I want to give a very, very special shout out to someone who I've admired my entire adult life, someone whose service, if you added up all our public service, she's served more, and she's done it with bravery, with grit, and with the dedication to simply making people's lives better. That is Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney. Great dancer, too. I also want to give such a big shout out to someone I admire so greatly, someone who has served his constituents so exceptionally well. I've seen it firsthand. Someone who makes tough decisions that are the best decisions for the people, even when they're not the easiest decisions. He's done it again and again and again. And that's why he's a phenomenal council member. Councilmember Keith Powers. So, as Keith prepares to leave the council, I'm sad because there's a few people in the New York City Council who I call when I'm not sure how to proceed on something. When something's tough, Keith is one of those people who I call and say, Keith, what do you think we should do? What are you thinking about this? We share a border. We work so closely on these issues. The good news is that in Virginia, as I've gotten to know her, I'm so confident that she's one of those people. She's already one of those people who I can call and ask, what do you think we should do? What do you think about this? That's called a thought partner in politics. That's why I'm so excited that she's going to be my new colleague on the East Side. I'm also excited about her as a new colleague because, the number one thing that I look for in elected officials is someone who's in it for the right reasons, not someone who's looking to get the most retweets, not someone who's looking to get ahead, holds their finger up to the wind and say, what decision would advance me politically? They simply are in it to make life better, and that's what Virginia Maloney is in this for. So this election, let's go out and elect Virginia Maloney, because let's not sugarcoat it. The history books are going to write about the decisions that we make now. Did we preside over the decline of our country, over the destruction of our democracy, or did we stand up and fight and save our country, save our democracy? That's going to take leaders who do the right thing, who make the tough choices, who have the guts to stand up to do it. That is our future Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney. Let's go win.
Forever Carolyn Maloney's daughter.
By the way, when Tony said Virginia had big shoes to fill, I said, Keith, is there something we don't know about you? Big heels to fill.
Hi everybody, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Faith Bondi. I am the president of the local Democratic Club. I am a member of multiple neighborhood associations and community groups. I am a parent of two public school children, and my family has been entrenched in the community for 6 decades. But really the most important thing for today is I am a former candidate for City Council District 4, and I'm here to enthusiastically support Virginia and endorse her. I think today in this political climate is really super important. We are a divided country, we're a divided city politically, and a unity rally is more important than ever. And that is one of the reasons, more than anything, that I have enthusiastically endorsed Virginia. Our race was one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive races in the this year, not the city. At times it got heated, but Virginia was often the butt of that. And she ran her race with grace, dignity, and above the fray. She held herself high, and I know she will continue to do that in the council. The way she approached her fellow candidates after the race, the way she reached out to groups that didn't necessarily support her during the race. I know that she will approach people in the council. She will try and work across differences to find common sense solutions to everyday problems of New Yorkers. And that's exactly what our city needs, what our country needs in these difficult times. She is someone who's committed to common sense, practical solutions for everyday New Yorkers, for working families, for our children, to ensure that we have a safe, affordable city, to ensure that our educational system is handling problems for every child in this city. Those are issues that are important to me, to ensure that there's no hate in our city, that every New Yorker is protected, that feels safe walking our streets no matter what. And so that is why I enthusiastically endorse Virginia, why I am committed to ensuring that my supporters, that all New Yorkers in District 4 are out there on Election Day casting their ballots for Virginia, and I ask all of you to do the same. So there are other candidates running, so we need to make sure that we are out there, that we are out there rallying, supporting, making sure that people are getting to the polls, and I ask you all to support Virginia and be out there every day. So thank you, Virginia, for your race.
Thank you everyone for your words. We really appreciate all the love and support. We're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much everyone for being here. To Virginia Maloney.
Yay!
Woo! Have a great Tuesday, everyone.
Great job. How you doing?
I heard about really interesting AI.
Hey. Yes, thank you. We're very happy.
I appreciate the thank you note.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah. Of course. I've been working on it as we speak.
I don't know if it says it in live. Sorry. So no, it's just the cameras. I don't know.
Sure. Thank you.